Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, and this is my third take doing this. I've been just all over the place, but I'm grounded and I'm centered again, and this time it is what it is, okay? And I am pulling a card from one of my favorite decks. This deck is the Cat People Tarot, and it is by Karen KUYKENDALL. KUYKENDALL. Karen KUYKENDALL. There we go. And this is the deck. It is one of the most beautiful decks that I've come across. This is actually the background of the cards. And I woke up a little bit this morning. This was all swole up. So if I look crazy, that's why. I'm not tripping over it. It's springtime. Pollen is out in the air. I think this season is going to be something else when it comes to allergy sufferers and those who have sinus infections and respiratory issues. It's just going to be a tough year for you. I suggest looking into echinacea. I suggest in investing in honey. I suggest in yogi breathing tea. That's my suggestion. That's also what I'm using. And I'm going to cut the cards now. And I did. And the first card is Page of Swords. There we go. Page of Swords. Again, this is the Cat People Tarot deck. And this is the Page of Swords. And I'm going to read what the beautiful Karen KUYKENDALL has to say about the Page of Swords. Let's see. Let's get to it. Page of Swords. Now, in the regular tarot deck, it's also swords. So it's a Page of Swords in whatever tarot you use. And this is what Karen has to say about this particular card. The Page of Swords is a novice warrior, eager to prove himself to his elders. Since he hasn't yet earned the company of a Black Panther, he must make do with the next best thing, a black cat. I'm adding words in here. A black cat. He stands alertly, sword unsheathed. He has thrown away his shield to prove his courage. Behind him a cinder cone smolders. Like the page, the cat is always alert to possible dangers and especially to any changes in the atmosphere or underfoot. We were just talking about the atmosphere and the pollens and the allergy things and everything going on. Full initiation into a warrior society comes only at adulthood, not because of danger, but because adolescents are considered too hot-headed to make reliable warriors. Orexin riding and yaksen leaping, however, are the domain of would-be warriors. Adolescents are more flexible and agile, and the fatalistic, the Gnosins say, broken bones heal more quickly in youth. The divinatory meaning of this card: vigilance, agility, spying. A discreet person, an active youth, a lithe figure. This card symbolizes a person adept at perceiving, discerning, and uncovering the unknown of that which is less than obvious. Insight. Reverse meaning. And this card was not reversed, so this doesn't apply really, but to those of you who feel it may, here it is. An imposter revealed illness is also possible. Powerlessness in the face of stronger forces, lack of preparation. What I see when I look at this card, and I'm going to show you again. What I see is someone who is ready, or who thinks they are very ready. And they're stepping, and they are somewhat balanced, but they're on a hill, so it's iffy. The cat, however, is not on the hill, and that's your guider, that's your guidance. You have a guidance with you always, no matter how young you are. Because you're young, you have this guidance, and this guardian or guidance is also honing its teeth along with you. So it's a new guide, so to speak. And I also see the number 3 in this. So do your due diligence with the number 3 as well. This is a very deep card in that it tells you to prepare, tells you to be alert. He is looking forward. He has already put down his shield, as Karen said, who designed the card, to show his bravery. And he is ready to step forward. And he's somewhat balanced, and he has his guide, and he's ready. So this is a card of getting your intuition ready, getting ready for what is coming your way. Also, it tells you, because it mentioned atmosphere, it is an air card, and it has to do a lot with what is coming through the ethers, what is coming through the air, the intentions of the universe. So pay attention to that with this card. The next card is the Emperor card, number 4. The Emperor. Deep card, people. Deep card. This is a major arcana card. And let's see what Karen has to say about this card. I love reading what the creators and designers of the card says, because it just gives a deeper meaning from the essence, from the source of the card. And then I'll add my own 2 cents into it. And the Emperor is the Emperor in whatever deck you decide to use. Let's see what Karen has to say. The Emperor is very proud and self-confident. He feels secure in his position, enjoying his exalted rank. Others are inspired by his decisiveness and the force of his positive personality. The sword and armor of the military ruler are of no use to him. He expresses his ability to command the power of his presence. And I'm going to stop for a minute, because I'm getting insight here that both of these cards had to do with putting down militaristic weapons, especially the shield and the sword. Although the youth had the sword and was ready, this card, who is the Emperor, who is more advanced in his essence and ways of knowing and wisdom, doesn't need the shield and the sword and so forth and so on. So alertness is required, but pay special attention to what the Emperor is saying, because he's reinforcing the first card. Okay. The sword and the armor of the military ruler are of no use to him. He expresses his ability to command by the power of his presence. And I'm going to stop again. That is so deep. Learning to command with the power of your presence. What does that mean? That means to be able to look a situation in the eye, and to be able to come and present your thoughts, whether it's your physical thoughts, your mental thoughts, your physical body, whatever it is, it takes over that space. And it presents itself in a way that says, pay attention. This is important. That's what a presence is. Something that commands attention. something that has a distinction to it, something that is out of the ordinary, that you feel with your intuition that tells you, pay attention to this. Let's watch it. Let's observe it. Let's see it. Let's see where it goes. Let's see what this is about. Let's see what this has to do with me. Let's see what it has to do with my family. Let's see what it has to do with my neighbors. Let's see what it has to do with the world. It is telling you to pay attention. Discernment is necessary. And we need to work on our presence. The way we show up, even with ourselves, is very important. Because the way we show up with ourselves is the way we present ourselves to others. Even if we put on a mask, we still bring that same energy. If we are depressed and negative and down, no matter how many smiles you plaster on your face, the energy comes through as not smiling. And that is what we need to do. We need to be attuned with our presence and what we present and how we present and who we present. Okay, let me get back to Karen. Old enough to be experienced, he has a youthfulness that is never bored or weary. The emperor is accompanied by the rare, regal, and aloof white leopard. Meow. Its fur is thick and lush, rich without being garish, as benefits the subtle cat. Adapted to harsh and impenetrable terrain, the leopard has the independence and hauteur born of its ability to survive and thrive under adverse conditions. Wily, secretive, ever alert, mysterious, and beautiful. The leopard is an imperial animal in every way. And it only goes to show you that the emperor would have this kind of guide with him. That the emperor would command this kind of creature, being, with this kind of presence that matches his own. Just like the young warrior had the big black cat. You have what you're ready for, what you're ready to receive. Your guide isn't going to give you something that's not going to be receivable by you. You and your guide are not going to be mismatched. It's only your ego that won't accept what comes through. Okay. The emperor is the administrator of the outer regions and the ruler of Vapala. The other kingdoms are autonomous, but by common consensus. Me and my putting words in this stuff lately. They defer to the emperor to resolve disputes and to regulate trade among kingdoms. The emperor can come from any kingdom, but is usually from Vapala and less often from Kuhali. The Nosans are too volatile to rule. Tawahikans are not commanding types, and the Azinagarites simply don't care for power, especially if it means leaving their homes. Now these different names that I use, the Kahoalewi, the Nosans, the Vapala, the Tawahikans, these are all nations or tribes or members of the planet that the cat people are from. And you really have to get the deck to understand the deck in the book, to understand the premise of the cat people tarot. But it's still very specific and very on point when you're asking for direction. And out of all my decks today, this deck spoke to me. So it chose me, I'll say. It made its presence known to me for today. Divinatory meanings: worldly power, accomplishment, confidence, wealth, stability, authority, indomitable spirit, leadership, war-making tendencies, father, brother, husband, male influence, domination of intelligence and reason, over emotion and passion. Strength, patriarchal figure, attainment of goals. Now for you guys for those of you who are women or are female or have more female essence, understand and understand that we are both male and female essence and energy inside. And a woman can tap into this emperor energy that is within her, this masculine energy, to set goals and to make decisions without emotional attachments to them. You've heard of women saying, think like a man, be like a man. All it means is asserting your masculine energy, letting it come to the forefront instead of your emotional psyche, your emotional tendencies. And it also means to be able to perceive things without attachment. And I'm going to get into this for a minute. I'm into 16 minutes, okay? This is wisdom. Male energy and female energy have different frequencies. And these frequencies go from A to Z, from 0 to 3 billion gazillion gazillion, okay? And there are many variations along the way. So there is no definite point of right and wrong when it comes to integrating your male and female essence, when it comes to uniting these. When you can finally unite your male and your female self within yourself, you're talking about presence, you're talking about power, you're talking about a spiritual being that is spiritually on fire because you have ignited that divine spark which is in you, and it is no longer at this dualistic place where, what am I, male or female? Which side do I tend to be more? You come across as both in a balanced way and non-judgmental. Only a way of being and seeing that is the healthiest for your form, for your physical form, for your body, for your soul, and for your spirit. It eases things when we can come to terms with both. And the world has a long way to go to come to terms with one being, one body, having both male and female essence. We want to be prejudiced. We want to put boxes and labels and have to say man, woman, male, female. They're separate. You do this, you do that. Total opposites. No, they're not. They're complements of each other. They're not opposite of each other. They're meant to come together to create oneness. You want to know what God is? God is oneness of being. He is that male and female together. He, she, it, whatever you want to call it. It is the oneness. It is the analytical, logical, the emotional and spiritual, instinct and intuition, all wrapped up into one being, working harmoniously and simultaneously. That is what it is. That is what we strive for. That is what we are striving for. And that is what this next epoch, world, kingdom, new order is all about. Is it about getting to that vibration where both essences are integrated? And that is what makes you a divine being, when you can integrate both. And you travel up through your chakra system to get there. Okay, that isn't, I didn't mean to go on like that, but it is what it is. The reverse meaning of this card: immunity, ineffectiveness, lack of strength, indecision, inability, weakness of character, feebleness, failure to control petty emotions. Now that is so funny because that is exactly That is exactly how the patriarchal system of this age defines a woman. Immature, ineffective, silly, lack of strength, we're weak, indecision, we can't make up our minds, we're flighty, we're blah, 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 fragile, weakness of character, wishy-washy, feebleness, failure to control petty emotions, hysterical. It amazes me how we separate each other, how we have been separated, how we have allowed ourselves to be separated and our minds to be colored with all of this BS. Because there's nothing else to call it other than BS. I want to show you once again the Emperor card, and I want you to look at it. It is very regal. He is very beautiful in all of his assertiveness, in all of his knowingness. And I want you to see this card. That is a beautiful snow leopard in front of him. And there is a big, huge cat behind him. And what Spirit says to me about this cat behind him is this is his greatest ancestor, his oldest ancestor. And it is ancestor of both him and the guide. And this is where he gets his strength and his presence and his knowledge from. He taps into the ancient which is inside of himself, and which is also integrated male and female essence and energy. And the Emperor comes through from that male side, the side of logic, the side of decision making, the side of right now, right now, right now, in this moment, blah, blah, blah. And then we have to plan for tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. That's the Emperor. But remember, he comes from a place of nobility and dignity from within. And I hear people say, oh, we've been here so many times. And, I have people telling me with their Afrocentric selves about we're all descended from the pharaohs and so forth and so on. All of us could not be descended from the pharaohs. Some of us had to be descended from the slaves. Okay? The pharaohs were doing their share of honeycomb conversations, but believe me, so were the slaves. Okay, moving on because I'm not going to go there with that. I just want to say we all have a nobility inside of us. No matter what rank, no matter what class, no matter what station, no matter what job, no matter what your parents' job, no matter what your great, 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 all the way down to Adam and Eve were. You are of the divine, so you are noble. Know yourself to be noble. Know yourself to be noble and of purpose and of worth. That is so very important right now. This is a separating time that is going on. You must raise your vibrations. You must. Or you're simply going to pass away like the, what do they call it? The cavemen, I hate when I can't think of a word. Cro-Magnon band and all of them. Where are they now? They were not able to change their vibration. They were not able to adapt to the new conditions, and they passed on. They passed on from where they came. If you are not raising your vibration, if you are not trying to adapt to the new alignments that are taking place in the heavens, then you're not going to make it on this earth, because this earth, as above, so below. And as above in the crown chakra, so below in your root chakra. You must rise and you must align and you must get yourself ready. Get your thinking together. Get your emotions together. and learn to control your thoughts and your speech and your needs. Keep them at a level that is higher, that will bring you higher, that will manifest higher energy unto you. You know, you create and co-design everything that happens to you in some shape, form, or fashion, even if it's what you judge the worst thing in the world. It is a lesson to help you rise, rise, rise above it, to show you that you have the strength, to show you that you have the tenacity, to show you that you are worthy of this test. If you were not worthy of the test, it wouldn't be given to you. If you do not have what it takes to overcome, it wouldn't be on your plate. And that too comes from the Emperor. Let's pull one more card. And I didn't shake the deck. I just slammed it on the table again. This is an upside down Two of Pentacles. And I'm going to show you. And she was upside down. Two of Pentacles. These are such beautiful cards. I love them. Two of Pentacles. Upside down. Let me leave that there. We have had swords. We have had an Emperor. And now we have the Two of Pentacles. And let's see what Karen has to say about the Two of Pentacles. There we go. Here it is. The woman on the Two of Pentacles has difficulty making choices and often frets over this. Warm colors or cool colors. Except for the colors, both pentacles are alike. I'm going to show you this again so you can see the pentacles. She's holding the pentacles in her hand. Let me see how I'm going to do this. Down, down, up. There we go. Okay. Those are the pentacles in her hands. Okay? Okay. Warm colors or cool colors. Except for the colors, both pentacles are alike. But which is best? The Kualawian emphasis on physical beauty and harmony can make such quandaries crucial. The woman will not settle for anything less than the most artistic effort. The fat cat is unconcerned with her indecision. He has not a care in the world. The divinatory meaning of this card is difficulty in this is the divinatory. Difficulty in launching new projects, difficult situations, new troubles, embarrassment, worries, concern. Our card was reversed, and this has a different reverse meaning. This is the reversed meaning. This is what this card represents for us because it was reversed. Literary ability, agility in handling matters, simulated enjoyment, enforced gaiety, letter, message, missive. That's mysterious. That is mysterious. So, basically, what I am getting out of this card is whatever is going on, don't worry if it's right or wrong. Don't worry about the surface appearance. It is the integrity of the issue that is at hand. And it's going to require you to reason and to think. And to also, it says literary ability. When you have a literary ability, that's your ability to read and write in a way that is concise and informative and creative all at once. Agility in handling matters. As you see, she has both of them. She's weighing them both in both hands, and they're both about the same measure. I also get from this cat, he's looking up at what would be considered the cool ball, the blue one. But Karen says he's not concerned with the outcome of what she is thinking and deciding. But the cat is looking at the blue ball. And I'm going to take that to mean that her intuition needs to be listened to more than her ego, more than her passion. That she needs to go within a little bit more and bring out what needs to come out. And don't be worried about what it looks like, but just go with the flow of it. Instincts. And again, tying these 3 cards together, the Emperor, the Page of Swords, and the 2 of Pentacles. There are very clear messages here. Very, very clear messages. First of all, I would say, whatever you're leaving behind, leave it behind knowing that you're ready for whatever you're stepping into. Know that you're being guided. And even though you're not sure of what and where you're going, or even maybe what you're confronting, know that you're not alone. And know that even though you seem young and insecure, that there is a deeper part of you that knows. That is the Emperor. That is the nobility. He knows, and he will come forth if you need him. And he'll be able to give you the light that you need, the practical side of things, the logical side of things, to kind of make your decision, your choice as to what you're going to do in a situation. But again, remember that it doesn't have to be violence. It doesn't have to be a physical battle. You can come into a situation and change it with just your presence, if you choose. And you do that by knowing yourself and knowing what you're stepping into and how you're stepping into it, just by presenting yourself as your strongest self. The 2 of Pentacles says, rely also upon your instincts. Rely also upon your instincts. First, go to logic. And if you can't get through it with logic, with that male, masculine side of yourself, then you go to the female intuition and let it speak. And that female intuition isn't concerned with presence. It just is what it is. And there's no quandary about it. And the cat, okay, this just came. The cat looking at the blue one. Both of them are the same. So, okay. There's no right or wrong way. There's only the way that you do it. The way that you make it yours. And do that and know that you're not alone. All of these cards had guardians. They were never alone. At the deepest level of whatever you're going to get into, look at the fine details. Read them very well in order to make your decisions, because that's going to determine your outcome of what the bottom line is. So pay attention to the small print. Buyers beware. Call upon that masculine energy when you get ready to make these decisions. But also be ready to rely upon your intuition if you get lost in the muddle of the logic. Because logic can sometimes be muddled. And that's when instinct needs to step in. And that is the marriage, that is the Hieros Gamos, the marriage between the male and the female working as one. That's what that is all about. So, that has been my tarot reading. And I just had to pull another card. And I pulled the High Priest. Okay, I'm going to stop after this one, I promise. The High Priest. Why the High Priest just had to make himself known. Let's see. Let's see what the High Priest has to say to us because 54. Okay. That was deep right there. You guys didn't feel it. I felt it. Okay, I was getting ready to put my deck up, and I just felt the heat rising from this card, which meant that this card wanted to be read. And again, this is the High Priest, number 5. And if you look, there is no specific cat in this, but he has like a necklace or tunic of 3 cats. So there we go. Okay. Let's see what this card has to say. This card, I believe, came straight from Mama. So here we go. A man of great stature and wisdom, the High Priest, wears robes and jewels that are heavy with gold. In his hand is a regal staff. The faces of the 3 cats at the collar of his robe indicate that his knowledge is born of thought rather than experience. That's deep, and hold that in mind. Born of thought rather than experience. Understand that the first card pulled was the Page of Swords, who was young in his thoughts. Okay? Okay. Since the cats are embroidered rather than alive, the High Priest is a staunch defender of the status quo, reluctant to accept any kind of change. Nevertheless, he is revered for his compassion and understanding. You must be willing to accept change. Change is the only constant that is here in this dimension that can be used to ride, used to use that energy to move upwards, to ascend, to know, to glean, to gain, to harvest. You need the change, just like the change of seasons bring change. You need the change. And change is hard for many of us because we get comfortable and we get complacent and we don't want to. Whether it's good or bad, we just want to stay in that space because we know it. But I want you to think about something. The best place in the world to be is in the womb. You were there for 9 months and then you had to leave. You had to experience change in order to grow. It is the same thing. The earth is our womb. And we are growing. And we are supposed to be growing in a way that we can detach from form, detach from the physical, masculine and feminine being divided, thoughts and feelings all over the place, this chaos that exists inside our minds, inside our being. We have to arise from that and accept that everything must change. This world has been here many times. This earth. This is like the 3rd or 4th or 5th earth, according to some, maybe more. But this is not the first earth. Understand that. Understand that the Cro-Magnon man and the Neanderthal man and all of them, the pig, whatever they are, the Paleolithic, whatever. Those were different worlds. Understand that. Those are different worlds. They don't exist anymore. This world is going to change so drastically that it won't exist anymore as we know it. Just as if a caveman were to come back now and look around. Whoa, it's going to be the same thing. And even if you look at things from the 60s up until 2014, and wireless, come on, walking around with cell phones placed up against your ear, microwaves, computers that are everywhere. You can talk to people in Australia and in China and everywhere else. Change is the only constant that you should expect. Nothing is going to remain the same. No matter how rigid of a schedule you adhere to, no matter how organized you are, you cannot control every single situation, every single circumstance. You are not here by yourself. We intersect with each other. We co-create with each other. What somebody else is thinking, I may be feeling, I may be going through. It may not even hit them the way it hits me. Change is constant. It's here. So wrap your mind around it however you need to. And allow yourself to roll with the change and not resist it. Okay. There are cat people who accuse the priesthood of Apollo as being interested more in wealth and privilege than in the cosmic order. The priesthood defends its power by saying that an impoverished priesthood would be an affront to the bounteous order. Corrupt ministers do exist in the priesthood, along with those who are hidebound and dogmatic. However, there are those who use their influence to champion the poor, to ensure schooling and opportunity for children of the lower classes, to protest injustice. I'm going to finish reading. There are also contemplatives whose teachings and verse spread inspiration throughout the outer regions. I think I know why this card asserted itself in today's reading. There's much going on behind the scenes with church and state right now, trying to regulate and control different things. And they are above the laws that govern us. We don't live by the same conditions or rules. And there is a big deal of privilege that is going on. And those that feel privileged feel that they are above those who are not. And if you lack compassion, then you don't include them in anything. You feel that they're here to serve you. And now I want to make something very clear. Mama gave me this in a meditation just yesterday, that there are poor people, okay, who feel entitled and who feel privileged. And those are the ones that wage war against their neighbors, their family members, their brothers and sisters, their mothers and fathers, simply because they feel entitled to. They come here with that sense. They have purpose as well. There is no right or wrong. There is only what is. We are here to learn. We are here to rise above our circumstances and our thoughts. And that takes knowledge of self. And that takes discipline of mind, body, soul, and spirit. And with me reading these cards, tarot is a way to divine your own thoughts and essences. What is coming to you, what is around in you, symbols, and helped you to learn to focus your thoughts in a pattern that you can make sense of. And people do this with stones. They do it with cowrie shells. They do it with tea leaves. They do it with ruins. They do it with cards, regular playing cards. They can do it with anything and everything. You can make your own system of organized patterns and symbols and spread them out and use them however you see fit to define, excuse me, what is going on with you in your world at any time. And you call upon your guides, you invoke them with your intention of what you want to know, what you want to see, what you want to learn. And you move forward with it. And you has to be anchored with your belief. You have to believe that I believe when I pick up this deck and I do a reading that I'm going to be shown exactly what I need to see, exactly what I need to share. Even if I don't understand it for myself, then it's for someone else, and they will get it. That is why I do this. And looking again at the Emperor and getting to the divinatory meaning. Ritualism, mercy, kindness, forgiveness, inspiration. Okay, I'm told to wait. I didn't hit something I was meant to hit. Okay. False religion right now is an enemy to everything that is beneficial to humankind right now. And I'm going to give it to you the way it was given to me. The Antichrist. The Antichrist is simply a system that is opposed to the unification and divinity of mankind, the oneness of mankind, the male and female being integrated. Okay, that true knowledge of self. That is what Christ consciousness is all about. Okay, Antichrist consciousness is about division, is about separation. It's about creating a barrier so that those two aspects of mind, body, and spirit never connect. That one always feels superior to the other. That one must always be embarrassed and ashamed of itself. That one must submit to the other instead of being equal and complementary to each other. There has been so much blood shed in the name of Christianity, in the name of, I don't want to just use Christianity, I'll say in the name of religion, period. Any religion that does not promote the union of the masculine and feminine divine energies is a false religion. No matter what it teaches, no matter how it teaches, no matter how much good it is seen to do, if it does not unite those two essences, it is not of the divine. Because the divine is all about uniting those two essences. If you don't believe me, look around you. Look at everything. Look at everything. Look at the circle and cycle of life. Look at how the male and the female essence connects in everything and gives birth to another, so that they can also create and exist and send off that male-female energy. What would a world that is united look like? What would it feel like? What would love be like? What would sex be like? What would friendship be like. We have to start thinking in this manner in order to create it. If you can't see it, then you can't believe it, and it will never be. If all you see is zombie apocalypses, guess what? You're going to make it happen. You're going to manifest that in order for you to learn what you need to learn. I'm sorry, but I don't need to exist in zombie apocalypse. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't want to. Don't got to go through that. Ain't attracted to it in no shape, form, or fashion. No, thank you. Armageddon, apocalyptic, blah, 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 blah. Ain't got to be there. Not when all I got to do is consciously set my intention on changing myself and my way of thinking and my patterns that have been handed down for generations. The planets have aligned to intune you once again with the most ancient of ancients, of times that we existed as whole beings. And that knowledge is radiating down. No matter what they do to the ozone layers and whatever else they're trying to do to the water and everything else, those rays penetrate. They're penetrating your consciousness. What is unseen is the most powerful. Is most powerful. What you see, distractions. Distractions from keeping you from investing in yourself. It's to keep you judging each other. It's to keep you separated. It's to instill more fear and hate. The best battle is a battle of the minds and the will. It's not of physical strength. It's not of who's right and wrong. The best battle you'll ever have is with yourself and your ego. And, okay, I hope that covered what Mama wanted me to cover with that. Let's get on to the divinatory meanings. Ritualism, mercy, kindness, forgiveness, inspiration, compassion, servitude, inactivity, timidity, overt reserve, captivity to one's own ideas, tendency to cling to ideas and principles even after they are outdated, conformity, a religious or spiritual leader. The reverse meaning is overkindness, foolish exercise of generosity, susceptibility, impotence, vulnerability, frailty, unorthodoxy, renunciation, unconventionality. This card came up. It wasn't reversed. He was standing straight up. Straight up, straight up, straight up. And like I said, the heat from this card was very, very interesting. And what I find in this card created by Karen, is that the ancestors knew that they were going to get to this place, to this spot, and that this journey was foreseen by them. And as we struggle to connect with our inner ways and our inner thoughts and our highest selves, they're rooting and cheering for us. But we have to be in a place where we are free from dogmatic limitations that have been passed on for generations. We have to become the high priest of our own being, our own way of thinking and knowing. We have to be this regal masculine energy that uses the three cats as a way of knowing. And that three, very important. That's the Trinity. That is The Trinity is so important in so many ways. And not just because of the way we are traditionally, excuse me, the way we are traditionally taught about the Trinity. There is an essence to that number, to the grouping of that. There's a power there that is very powerful. There's no other word to say. Pay special attention to the number 3. Pay special attention to the number 4. Look for things to be happening from the religious side of the world. They are going to affect us a great deal because they are scared of the changes that are happening in the people. Never before have so many people started awakening to truth and to become seekers and needing the truth. And our eyes are being opened, and we're still drinking water that kills us, ingesting food that is designed to kill us, taking medicines that's designed to kill us. Everything we do is about rushing our demise. We have lost our interest in living and thriving. All we know is survival of the fittest. And to use the competitive nature to step over others and those of less fortune. What we don't realize is that they are not us. They are us. There is no separation. There is no one entitled to more than another. There is no privilege of class. There is no privilege of color. There is no privilege of gender. To roll, you roll. Okay, mama. To roll with that crew who feel entitled. You're rolling against mama, okay? When you do that, you're asserting yourself against mama, first of all. Hate is hate, no matter if you're a white supremacist or a black supremacist, Asian supremacist or Navajo native supremacist. Whatever you are, if you think you are above another human being, that is entitlement and privilege. You are not more entitled. We all come here naked. We all leave here naked. We can take nothing with us, neither of us. No matter how much you have or how much you don't have, or how much you wish you have. What you do have is life and love. And that is what you are in control of. Not the land, not people, not your spouse, not your children, not animals. Okay, I'm going to end this now. And I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I thank Mama for using me to speak through. And I am very good with where I am right now. And I'm thankful to Karen, and I know I'm saying her name wrong. KUYKENDALL, KUYKENDALL. And again, I just love this deck. This is the Cat People Tarot. And I love it. I love it. I love it. It is so beautiful to me. It is, the cards themselves are just, they are just so beautiful. And I'm just going to show you a couple of them, just to show you how beautiful these cards are. I mean, just look at them. Just look, just look, just look. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Just gorgeous, just gorgeous. Okay, and the women on here are gorgeous too. Here's one. Here's one. She is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And here's another one. Okay, I'm going to stop showing you all the cards. But I just want to say, again, namaste, be loved, and be blessed. This is Mother with Wisdom. And this was a reading from the Cat People Tarot deck by Karen KUYKENDALL. Okay, and I'll leave a link to her website and so forth. If you're interested in the cards or looking at them or anything of that nature. And I can be found on Facebook, MUTHA-WIT and space wisdom, Mother with Wisdom, WISDOM. And that is me. And namaste, be loved, be blessed, and rise to the occasion that is now, because it's necessary. And in saying that, bye-bye.